people in this, five. I always forget Veronica. Five people in the studio. Not that I forget her. I never forget Veronica. She's me. She's like, an arm. So welcome. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. So I've been talking a little bit about the different temples that our body holds, because I'm getting ready to go on this amazing journey December 1st through the 21st. And still, you have a little time to join me if you'd like. My son and I are doing this really beautiful adventure into the 21st of December, which is this incredible energetic, I want to say, upload. I can only think of it like, not that I can only think of it like this, but this is one of the ways I was thinking about it. You know, when you get a recall on your car, right? And it's not like it's recalling because there was something bad. It just is recalling because there's something better. And so the 21st of December is this enormous energetic shift where that if we continue to work on this inner body through what we eat, through what we think, through how we move it, that we will get that upload very easily. You know, I'll use the word toxic, but I don't believe any of us are truly toxic. But if we have too much toxins in our body, that upload won't happen, and we'll keep driving that car without the recall, right? So this is the idea, whether you join Josh and I for the 21 days, or just know in your own head that from Josh and I are kind of saying the first, so we've been a little naughty, and a little naughty of us is really not that naughty, but we've been eating more like snacks because we know that once the first comes, we're going to clean it up. We're going to really clean it up. And what that means is, try to stay away from caffeine, alcohol, processed foods, sugars. And what we're doing as this 21 days is we're going to offer a lot of suggestions on how to do that, plus meditations, plus working with the chakras. But one of the things that I've been really studying and working with to prepare for this is the different places in our bodies that are these temples. And one is the thymus. Right, the thymus is where your collarbone just comes right down. It's right at that place. And this we call the higher heart. So while I talk to you a little bit about this, take your right hand and just make a little squeeze all the fingers together and place it at your thymus. And then take your left hand, and I just want you to place it alongside of you like a pledge. And you can then have the Jnana Mudra, thumb and first finger come to touch. And keep that relaxed, close your eyes. Thymus is called the higher heart. And if you think of it, it's above the heart. But it is a place of deep forgiveness because it's a place of unconditional love. And unconditional love in a way that maybe we've never felt it before. Simplified unconditional love is love without conditions. But even greater than that is never having that moment where you dislike yourself or anyone else, where that love flows from you automatically, and where that no matter what's happening, what's offered to you, in front of you, behind you, the sides of you, above or below you, that love flows. And so the left hand right now, we're holding this pledge or this place where we are completely at peace with ourselves, and we're wishing and offering peace to others. And the right hand, I want you to just tap lightly at that thymus. Just tap very lightly. This also is a place that teaches us how to embrace impermanence, that which is moving through us and around us. It's known as the seat of the soul. And it's also a place where that willingness to forgive ourselves and others becomes even more than that, because no longer do we need to do that. And I know that sounds almost ridiculous, but that when energy flows or love flows as pure love, then there is a higher vibration that we live by, we see by, we taste by. So the thymus is this higher heart, pledging to yourself to live from that place. We grow ourselves through this human body. So just take a moment, one more moment, to just tap here and blessing yourself with that left hand, blessing yourself, blessing the world. Continue to bless yourself. Be a blessing of yourself, to yourself, for yourself. Direct the blessings all through all galaxies, all dimensions. Good. And then let your palms come together at your heart, right at that higher heart. Just feel for a moment. Throughout our bodies are places that are, I'm calling temples, very sacred spaces. When I've been in India quite a few times, one of the gifts of going to India is to traveling to all these sacred spaces. Varanasi is known as this place that has vortexes, has been created and built as a yantra. I mean, it's just extraordinary. So the same thing is within us. Our bodies are these temples, these very sacred spaces that when we become aware of them, we open up to them, our world opens even wider. So inhale for the sound of Om, deep breath in. Release your hands and open your eyes. Good. Come onto your hands and knees, please, and start in child's pose. Dana, would you do me a favor and close the door? Thank you. Unless you want it open.
You want this one or that one?
The outside one, I think. Thank you. Coming into child's pose. Spread through your fingers, spread through your toes. And then breathe deeply. So one of the other places I've been highlighting is that place right where the occiput, where the skull meets the neck. So just for a moment, lift up a little bit into that space. It's that place where there's a little indent at the back of your neck. So as you reach your arms forward, lift up just, a little bit into that space. Thank you, Sydney. I just read what you wrote. Of course. And then rise up and begin to do a little cat and cow. Move your spine. The thymus, when we connect to that higher heart, it has the energy of water. And it allows us to really feel that flow of love, right? That sense of love flowing. It also, it's in it, again, it's something I've been working on preparing for this 21 days is it's also what you wish for becomes magnified and comes back to you very quickly. This has been my experience. Good downward facing dog when you're ready, lifting those hips nice and high. So notice where that thymus is here. And feel the sense of drawing the ribs in, rooting down from the sternum. So the sternum would be right below that thymus, and then lifting up through the thymus. So there's this real deep connection to your inner workings, your inner beauty. And then walk your feet up to your hands, feet to hands, standing forward bend. Inhale the arms out and up. And then reach for your left wrist and pull to the right. Push down through your legs. And then come back to center and switch to the other side. Keep lifting up through that thymus and keep your mind there as much as you can today, because wherever our mind goes, that's the place that expands. Good. Come back to center. Clasp your hands behind your back. Maybe separate your feet just a little bit more, Sharon. Great. Lift your shoulders, head of your shoulders, lift. Your chest lifts, but draw the sternum down, right? So you know the sternum, right? It's right between the breasts, right? Lower that, press that down, but lift the chest up. Take a big breath in and then bow forward, deep bow. Good. Now look forward, grow your spine long, maybe bend your knees. Drop into your feet. You guys look beautiful in here. And then straighten your arms and straighten your legs any amount. Good. Release your hands down to the floor, downward facing dog. Diane Kane, you can stay because you have a cute dog. We love dogs. Good. Roll forward to plank pose. Pause. Now what happens in this internal world? Get stronger here. And then go slightly past your wrist, lift your throat, and lower all the way down to your belly. Rise up into cobra. Now here's where that whole idea of the thymus moves up, but sternum down, chest open. Reach out through the toes. And then back downward facing dog. Beautiful, Lisa. Nice, Lori. Great melody. Good. Stepping that right foot forward, please. Take it to high lunge. Reach those arms up to the sky. Nice, Lisa. Good, Sarah. Push that knee right toward that second toe. And then draw those elbows down and lift that chest. Again, sternum draws down, chest, thymus lifts up. Nice. Now clasp your hands behind your back here. Take a deep breath and bow forward. Good, Carla. Nice, Anna. Arms up and over any amount, like a bow. There you go. Nice, Crystal. Touch down, hands to the floor, downward facing dog. Roll forward to plank. Inhale, inhale, inhale. Lower down, exhale, exhale, exhale. Find the breath come from deep inside you. Inhale, Bhujangasana, Cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Nice, Lynn. Nice. Nice, Audrey. We make this such a beautiful ritual, right? We're not on autopilot at all. Left foot forward, high lunge. Lift that back heel a lot. Bend those elbows. Pull the throat back. Lift through that little space, that little curve where the neck and the skull meet. Lift up. Yes. And then clasp your hands behind you and bow as you exhale. There's meridians, there's all these wonderful points of pressure points, and they're really, release your hands to the floor. Nice job, everybody, downward facing dog. They're really illumination points, forward to plank. And the thing is, lower all the way down to your belly, go slow. Good, rise up into cobra, lift your head, neck, and chest. Hands at your rib cage in cobra. Shoulders back. And back to child's pose, please. We can go our entire lifetime without knowing how to activate some of these very precious spaces. And you know, in the teachings of Shiva and Parvati, there's a big story here, and I'm not going to get into the whole story. Rise up to your hands and knees and cat-cow, please. But she ends out, what do I say? In the moment that she ignites herself, because she's so sad and she explodes, right? And so there's this feeling, no, actually it's not that at all. There's where she does die. So sorry about that. Keep cat and cowing. I'm just storytelling for you, but I'm telling like 3 stories at the same time. But as Shiva is just completely destroyed by her not being alive anymore, he's carrying her and crying, downward facing dog, lift those hips high to the sky. And every place that a piece of her body, this sounds so gross, but there's a beautiful part of it, piece of her body drops, a temple is built. You know, and it's kind of like that every time that there's something that we have to go through that's very, very difficult, that's very challenging. A temple is built. Right foot forward, Virabhadrasana 2, second warrior. At least that's the yogic way of seeing it. Second warrior, drop deep into your seat. Watch that front knee and then slide your left arm down your left leg. Take your right arm up and back. Beautiful. Yes. So be aware of the thymus. Be aware of your throat. Magical places. Straighten that front leg and take it into triangle pose. Open that chest. Right hand on right ankle, left arm to the sky. And then move that throat back so you have all that space of your spinal column to move the energy. Really beautiful. Nice, everybody. And then bend your front knee and come forward to half moon, Ardha Chandrasana. So your right hand comes onto a block in front of you or onto the floor in front of you, and you lift your left leg up. So part of what's important here is to pull your navel in. Use that navel power. Flex your back foot a lot. And then step back to second warrior. Fall back sweetly. Bend your front knee. Slide that left arm down your left leg again. Take that right arm up and back. Yep. Nice. And then float your hands down to the floor. Step back, downward facing dog. So going through the vinyasa is your choice, right? You come forward to plank. You lower all the way down to your belly. Rise up into cobra. Or you just rest on your knees for a moment. Maybe even child's pose. Maybe Vashisthasana. Nice. Great, Lydia. Great, Jan. Good. As you feel ready, left foot steps forward, Virabhadrasana 2. The warrior. The wise one. The cosmic warrior. Slide your right arm down your right leg. Take your left arm up and back. Beautiful. Oh, so good. Lift through the chest. Lift through the front spine. Anchor. And then straighten that front leg. Come into triangle pose. Beautiful. That's it, Kim. Good. Remember, our promise of yoga is there's always more. There's always more of ourselves to know. Good, Melody. Lift that top arm just a little bit more towards your ear. Beautiful. And then bend your left knee and come forward into half moon. So that left hand comes down to the floor or a block. Lifting that right leg up. Flex your right foot. Feel like you're squeezing a giant block between your legs. Get power there. Nice, Eliana. And then as you step back, second warrior. Good, Amanda. Then slide that right arm down that right leg. Take it back, take it back, take it back. Beautiful. Melanie, Sydney, rock stars. Hands down to the floor, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Great, Patrice. Nice, Nancy. Walk or jump to the front of your mat. Standing forward bend. Okay, so maybe you have blocks underneath your hands if you have them. And if you don't have blocks, maybe books. And if you don't have any of that, then you'll do what you can do. So inhale your left leg up. So you're in a standing, you are doing a split. Left leg up, standing split. Good, hands are on blocks or on the floor. Now here's where I want you to play with this thymus energy. I want you to tuck your chin into your chest and I want you to pull the thymus towards your belly button. So you're pulling down, you're getting really strong. And then from there, I want you to keep that navel lifting up and now lift your chest and look forward as if you're leaning into that higher heart. Nice, Kim. Nice, Elisa. Beautiful. Yeah. And then release that leg down and change sides. Good. Inhale that right leg up. Point the toes to the floor. Now tuck your chin into your chest. Also, when you tuck your chin into your chest, feel like you're lifting your left low belly up and off your thigh. I know I'm asking a lot, but let's do it all. And then pull that navel and that thymus toward each other. So there's power. Now look forward, lengthen, fall into that heart center, that higher heart. Gorgeous, everybody. Lower the feet down. Nice. Place your hands on your hips, push down through your legs, rise up to stand. And again, just tap that place. Once again, just tap that thymus. Good. And then release that hand down and just close your eyes and feel. Heart consciousness. Beautiful. Inhale your left knee up. You can hold your hands around that left knee. Here's the challenge though, you're gonna over scoop your tailbone down, so press your sit bones back and wide. Navel in, chest lifted, sternum down, driving you crazy. Inhale those arms up. Good, now see what it takes to come back to Virabhadrasana 3 by taking that left leg back behind you, arms out in front of you, parallel your body to the floor. And breathe. And breathe. Nice, Carla. Nice, Susie. Nice. Good. Come on back up. Beautiful, Diane. Nice, Eliana. Okay, lower down. Try the other side, please. Go slow. You're making magic. Sit bones back and wide. Good. And take it back. Virabhadrasana 3. Your eyes are soft and light. Inhale, come on back up. Remind yourself to breathe. Good, sit into chair, please. Take your butt way back. Bring your hands to your heart center and prayer twist to the right, left elbow hooks. Nice, Ruchi. Get those hips to be as balanced as possible so the twist is happening in the spine. Squeeze your spine here, squeeze it. Good, inhale back to chair, come on back. Second side, stay low. Hook. But expand from your insides, expand. Keep breathing, touch down, hands to the floor, straighten those legs. Nice, Lauren. Nice, Kristen. Great, Roz. Step your left leg back behind you, high lunge, reach your arms up to the sky, left leg back. Inhale the arms up. So we'll take another approach to Vira 3. Bring your hands to your heart center. Now start to lean forward, but you're leaning from your chest forward, lift through your chest. And then as your chest pulls you forward, your back leg just lifts up. It just, you're like, I don't know how that happened. Just the back leg just came up. Now shoot your arms forward. From your heart, from your heart, from your thymus, from your highest heart. Good, and then step back to that high lunge. Bring your hands to your heart center, prayer twist to the right, left elbow hooks. Good, pull from the inside, get longer. Good, Yasmin, great, Robin, nice, Andra. Touch down. Now with your hands down on the floor, just step your left foot in a little bit, just a little bit, and then go straight on both legs. You might want blocks underneath your hands here. Again, if you don't have blocks, don't worry, fingertips are fine. And or bend your front knee just a little bit. Make sure your knee is pointing at your second toe though. And then drop your head and breathe deeply into this bow. I am. I am. I am. Super consciousness. Superhero that I keep talking about in book 3 of the Yoga Sutras. I am. Good. Downward facing dog. Feel free to take any movement here. Go through your vinyasa. Nice. Love is unconditional when it is not selfish. Selfless. To love yourself. Capital S, small s. Left foot steps forward when you're ready. If you're doing a Vashisthasana, go ahead and finish both sides. Left foot forward, inhale the arms to the sky. Good, hands at your heart center. Soften your gaze, right? There's that softness that comes through the gaze, which lets everything, nervous system relax. And then start to lean forward. Now pull your heart forward as that back leg just floats up. Yes, nice Lori, nice Melody. Nice Heidi. Good, Ruchi. And then reach those arms forward, Lisa. Beautiful. Reach forward. And then step back softly, wisely, sweetly, and prayer twist to the left. Remember, as you hook, you contract, you get small, but then expand from that contraction. So good. Pull your head back, head back, head back. Yes, yes, yes. Hands down to the floor. Step your back foot in just a little bit. Go straight on both legs. Make sure your back foot is not directly behind your front. So slightly out to the side. So your hips are nice and square. Yep, you got it. Nice, Amanda. Deep bow. The more we connect to these enormous treasures inside of us, we don't worry. We understand, we know. We also are blessed by the ancient ones. Good. Step back, downward facing dog, please. Take it through vinyasa and maybe let your knees come down to the floor and take a child's pose. Good, Andra. You're in a different position today. I like it. I can see you better. Yeah. Beautiful, Lori. Nice, everybody. Okay, walk your upper body to the right side. So you're in child's pose and walk your upper body to the right side. Keep feeling that beat of your heart. What would it feel like if you know the higher heart is that sense of something very cosmic? I know I'm sounding crazier and crazier, but you know, Josh was saying something to me the other day about, am I sounding crazier? And I said, you know, some people have been with me for like 20 years and they know when I start getting onto something else, you know, that they're going to be on the ride with me. So here we go. But what does it feel like to be in that heartbeats of the cosmic consciousness? Walk to the left side of your mat. It just makes things bigger and wider. And I truly feel like that's what this year has been for us, even though it's felt like it was supposed to go the other way and make us more isolated. I think it's made us bigger. At least that's my experience. Higher heart invites us to the self, beyond the self, to know the self, to be the self, higher self, lower self, all. Be the heartbeat that beats inside your heart and be the heartbeat that beats in the cosmic consciousness. Come back to center, downward facing dog. All right, try that Vashisthasana. So come to plank pose and then let your right hand hold you. You can drop your bottom knee for sure. Take your left arm up to the sky. Right, and again, if I'm not making sense, Veronica is modeling for me, so you can always take a look at Veronica. And then notice that hand that's holding you to the earth, and then notice the hand that's reaching to the sky, and be both. And then change sides. Nice, Jan, beautiful. I love the look on your faces, that serenity. Try the other side, especially in a pose like this, right? You could grasp and grip and hold. Nice, great. Nice, Heidi. Beautiful, Diane, all my Dianes, Lisa, good, touch down. And then lower all the way down to your belly and come into Sphinx pose. Let your elbows come underneath your shoulders. Plant your hands and breathe. Notice that chest pulling forward, navel pulling in. Just breathe here for a moment, maybe relax your jaw for a moment. Good, now inhale here, tuck your toes under, exhale, lift your hips and look towards your belly, hips up. And then inhale, look forward, drop your belly back down to the floor, pull your hands back, and then exhale, lift your butt up, look back towards your belly, forearm plank. And do that a couple of times with that knowledge of that internal power. And as you're moving like this, bless yourself, bless yourself, bless yourself. Good, the next time you lift your hips up, start to walk your feet in so that as you walk your feet in, your hips come into that downward dog, but you're still on your forearms. And your shoulders come on top of your elbows. And now tuck your chin into your chest and pull your navel to meet your thymus. Pull them together, squeeze them together. And then keep that navel center and look forward and extend your heart forward. Good, inhale that right leg up. Kim, maybe walk in just a little bit more if you can. Right leg up, beautiful. Right leg down and left leg up. And lower down, come on down to those knees and press back into child's pose. Having my couple of little sips of wine because I can't have any starting the first. I'd rather have a sip of wine than dessert. So Josh is having dessert and I'm having wine. Well, whatever we can do to really stay open as a vessel of change in the world, because truly change is necessary. Come on up to your hands and knees. Slide your right arm out to the right, and then take your right arm underneath your left, threading the needle. And play with this feeling of the back body being rounded, but then as I twist, I open, as I twist, I open, as I twist, I open. Nice, everybody. Your breath, get it deeper, let it go longer, longer exhales. Beautiful. Come on up and try the other side. Try to eat living food. Try to eat food that's not dead, chronically dead. Nice, Crystal. And I would say this is a terrible time to do this kind of work on ourselves with watching when we eat and being very conscious. But it's really the best time because energetically what's happening, with all of the energies that are moving, right? And also we can't really go to parties. So here we go. Come on up, downward facing dog. So it's a solar eclipse. It's a rare time where Saturn and Jupiter and Pluto come together. That's only happened 3,000 years ago, just in case you're wondering how soon it will happen again. It's the winter solstice, full moon, solar flash. It's like this crazy time to have all this energy flowing. So we want to be as open to that energy, that upgrade as possible. Jump to squat or to chair. You wouldn't really jump to chair, just so you know, step to chair. That'd be extremely difficult to do. Yeah, separate those feet nice and wide. Nice. Squatting, as long as your knees are okay with it, squatting or chair is such a powerful place. Good. And then standing forward bend. Let your butt come up, let your feet parallel each other. Clasp your hands behind your back. Once again, this time awkward hand hold, so the other thumb weaves in first, so you stretch your wrist a little differently. Make sure your feet are pointing straight ahead. And then shrug your shoulders towards your ears. Feel the squeeze behind the heart. Now look forward and pull your higher heart forward, pull your navel in, and then deeply bow, taking your arms up and over any amount. Nice, Eliana. Good, now let your left hand float your outer right ankle and take your right arm to the sky. Left hand, outer right ankle, right arm to the sky. Squeeze that outer ankle in. Beautiful, Audrey. Good, Lorna. And then switch to the other side. Jackie, nice, nice, nice. Watch those inner knees. Don't let the inner knees buckle. What does buckle mean? Don't let the inner knees fall in. Good breathing on my end. I hope you're breathing really well there. Hands on your hips, push down through your legs, rise up to stand. I'm not doing great breath. They're doing great breath. I can hear them. Good. Hug your left knee into your chest. Your left knee, and let's do tree pose here. Place your left foot on your inner right thigh or below your knee. And again, I want you to play with that energy. I want that place behind the throat to move back, right? The occiput, that really nice little indent. And then I want your thymus energy to lift up, but I want your rib cage to draw in and sternum to root down. Good, reach your arms up if you'd like. Nice, Patrice. Nice, Roz. Good, now move that right into eagle. So drop your left knee on top of your right knee and your right elbow on top of your left. Sydney, beautiful, nice melody. Yeah, Lisa. Good, fly away, dramatically. Beautiful. Sweet. Second side when you're ready, please. So bringing your right foot. So remember that that foot and that thigh or that foot and that shin have a relationship. So push your thigh and your foot together. Push your foot and your shin together. And then find all that inner work. Know yourself to be this temple of light. Know yourself to be this sacred space. Reach, 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 reach. Lisa, I'm just wondering if your right hip point is higher than your left hip point. Lisa A. If not, it just might be the way I'm looking. I guess they're pretty even then, huh? Okay. Thank you. Good. And then work that right into eagle, please. Squeeze those shins like crazy. Squeeze one shin into the other like crazy, but get lighter. Let your eyes get lighter. Beautiful, and fly away. Nice. Sit back into chair, please. Reach, reach, reach. Let your fingertips reach your chest higher. Good. And lower, standing forward bend, hands to the floor. Good. Step back to plank, lower down to your belly, and turn your cheek to the side, please. Just rest for a moment. Your thymus isn't just the spiritual beauty that I'm talking about today. It's also very important for this to be healthy for your immune. It's part of your endocrine system, lymphatic system. So it helps to have that very, very healthy for your immune system. Let yourself really rest. And turn your cheek to the other side. Beautiful, everybody. We're going to come into Cobra, Bhujangasana. So slide your hands back towards your rib cage, elbows pointing up. And before you lift up into Cobra, lift your shoulders. Take your hands back even a little bit more. Yeah, even more. Lift those shoulders up. And then start to come into Cobra just a little bit, like you just come up a tiny bit. There's little points that you're piercing. And then come on down. And do that a couple of times. Make sure you're reaching out through your toes. And then come on down. Jessica, can you move your hands back just a little bit? There you go. And just notice each time that you lift up, that squeeze at that space in the front and the back of your spine, that where it is that you're piercing, be aware there. I'm going to tell you honestly that if you do this with pure awareness, like maybe not even with what you're doing with me right now, but on your own, probably will have some sort of memory or some sort of emotional energy flowing. It's that powerful. One more time, come on up. And then press back into child's pose. Really nice, everybody. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Downward facing dog. Good. Inhale your right leg back and up behind you, down dog split. And then if you are a laying on your back pigeon person, you can just sweep your knee forward and come lay on your back. Or if you're not, sweep your knee forward, bring your knee behind your right wrist. And then lift through the chest as you send your chest forward and forehead down to the mat, pigeon pose. So if you're lying on your back, your right ankle is on top of your left knee. And you would only do that if your knee is healing, right? It's not possible to put weight on it. And let your breath get a little bit deeper here. Let your body speak to you. Who is the greatest teacher here? You are. I just have been given the gift of gab, but you're the teacher. Be with that wise woman. Notice more and more the magic that unfolds in front of you. Notice more and more what the universe is offering to you as a gift in each and every breath that you take. There's so much beauty and so much joy and so much sadness that we can look at sadness and joy really as the exact same thing, just movement of energy. Cute puppy. Super cute. I know. If you're on the floor, you must be there for him or her. There's no other reason you're on the floor if you have a dog. You must be there for him or her. Good. Walk yourself back up, downward facing dog. Take it through a vinyasa if you'd like. And or left leg back and up behind you, down dog split. If you're on your back, you can stay there, sliding your left knee forward for pigeon. Pull through the heart, the higher heart, the physical heart, the lower heart. Every single damn heart you have, pull. And then come forward. If your belly is facing the floor, if you're on your back, make sure you're flexing your feet. I didn't know I had more than one heart. Deep breathing here, honest breathing here. Each cell of our body, each cell of the body is the Atman, is the wise one. But it gets confused. Dr. Laud would say that, you know, just the cells, the cellular body gets very confused when we ingest too much toxins. And that toxin can just be the way we talk, the way we react, the way we think. Of course, what we eat, what we drink. Get clear, get clear, get clear. Good, Anna. Good. Slowly bring yourself back up, downward facing dog. And then drop down to your knees. Of course, we have to do camel because we're working in that really special place. But first of all, and I don't know, maybe Veronica, can you turn toward the front of the, and can you put one hand on your thymus and another hand on your sternum? So they're like really close. So the sternum is going to press down, but the thymus is going to lift up, right? And then keep your hand on the sternum pressing down and place one hand at the back of your neck, at that place where the neck and the skull and the neck meet. And then press that in and up. So I'm bringing the sternum down, but I'm pulling that up. And that coming up also is lifting the higher heart. Now try to keep all of that rib cage in and come back to camel, reach back for your ankles. If you can't reach back for your ankles, you can keep your hands right where they are and just play with that, or press your hands onto your hips to push down through your hips. Good, Elisa. Wow. Great, Carla. Yeah, Veronica, nice. So much happening here. Beautiful. Nice, Kathy. Nice, Diane. Everybody, and come on back. Good. Sit back on your heels if you can. If you can't sit on your heels, just stretch your legs out in front of you. That sitting on your heels, if you're able to sit in Vajrasana or Virasana, sitting on your heels or between your heels, very beautiful to stretch through those thighs. But if you can't, just stretch your legs out and press your thighs down. Now lift up a lot through your chest. Pull your throat back. Good. And then last time, one more camel. If camel's not good for you, right? It's just there's something healing in your body that's not good for you. Find one more back bend for me. So maybe it's just cat cowing. Maybe it's coming onto your back and doing a bridge. Tap into all of that inner treasure. Nice, Roz. Good, Robin, Yasmin, Lori. See, I love it. That discovery, that self-discovery. Nice, Audrey. Beautiful. Nice, Eliana. Okay. And come forward. Take a downward dog just to stretch it out. Nice, everybody in the room. And then come on down to your knees. Go ahead and stretch your legs out in front of you. Bending your right knee. With your right knee fall out to the side for Janu Shirshasana. So twist a little bit towards your left, really aligning your body toward that left leg. Make sure the foot stays flexed and then come forward over that leg. You got it. Thanks, Kim. Good. Nice, Kristen. I like that a lot. You must have a good teacher. Beautiful. Inhale, come on up. Now just take that right knee up and step it on the outside of your left leg. So we're going to twist. And then twist to your right side. You're going to make sure that extended leg, that foot stays flexed. Good. Yeah. And so as you're twisting to that right, I want you to tuck your chin and pull your navel in and feel that sensation of drawing the sternum down. And then as you start to lift the head and twist, lift that higher heart up, crown of the head up, twisting to your right, looking to your right. There you go. Good job. Great. And then counter twist to the other side for a moment, just because it feels really good. Beautiful. Nice, everybody. Come back, switch legs. Janu Shirshasana first. So bend the knee. Twist over that right leg. And bow forward over your right leg. Pulling your heart forward, pulling your sit bones back and wide. So the scooping of the, let's say that differently, the pressing of the sit bones back will give you space to pull the heart further forward. Navel in, inhale, come on up. Beautiful. And then lifting up that left knee, stack the left foot on the other side of the right leg, and then twisting to the left. Spinal twist to the left. There you go, Yasmin. Good. Beautiful. And again, do what it is that you want to do here to find the deepest twist, the most healing twist for you. Good. Come back to center. You can counter twist here if you like. Good. Come back to center. And then bring the soles of your feet together. Let your knees drop wide. You might want some kind of a blanket underneath your seat. Keep reaching down through the baby toes as you come forward any amount. Breathing in and breathing out. Blessing yourself. Thymus is linked to the higher heart, the seat of the soul. Gives us the willingness to forgive and show compassion, where our gifts flow freely, just like water. So as you start to walk yourself back up, take your thumb and first two fingers and hold your big toes and lift your feet off the floor. Lift your feet up. And then start to pull your chest even higher, your higher heart even higher as you start to straighten your legs out wide. If you cannot do that, just lift your feet up. That's it. Now pull your chest even higher. Beautiful. Nice. Beautiful, Roz. And then come on back down. Very good. Don't turn around. Just lie on your back. Ay, ay, ay. Some things never change. Lie on your back. Hug your knees into your chest. And then happy baby pose. Reach for your insteps. It's almost Veronica's birthday, you guys. Make sure you yell at her at the end of class, happy birthday. And then take your legs to the sky and your arms to the sky. Close your eyes. And don't think. No thinking. No thinking. If from here you would like to come into shoulder stand, feel free to do that. Bring your arms down alongside the body, lift the hips up off the floor, letting your hands come to rest behind your sacrum, lifting up, up, up. If not, just keep your legs stretched up toward the sky. Keep breathing wherever you are. Long, deep nose breathing. And if you're in shoulder stand, keep looking up toward the toes. Don't let your head look left or right. Nice, Sharon. Choose where you are and be fully there. And then very slowly begin to come on down. Drawing your knees into your chest. One of the things that Josh will be presenting during this 21 days is different frequencies to listen to that raises vibration. And so I want you to plant your feet here. And I want you to come up into bridge pose. So lift your hips up. Clasp your hands underneath you if you'd like, or put a block underneath you. And we're going to do Om just a couple of times here. So deep breath in. Take a deep breath here. Bring your hips back down, releasing down. Gorgeous. Hug your knees into your chest. Lift and shift your hips to the right. Let your knees drop to the left. Spinal twist. And take it to the other side. Come on back to center Shavasana, deep relaxation. Let your body completely relax. Ever so gently begin to deepen your breath. Let your body begin to stretch and yawn in any way that serves you well. If you're lying on your back, hug your knees into your chest, roll to the right side. Come on up to sit. Bring your hands together at your heart center. Bless yourself. Bless yourself. We're here doing our work together, which is so blessed and beautiful and perfect. May we grow together, may we expand together, and may we continue to know the more of ourselves, perfection of ourselves, the temple of ourselves. Inhale for the sound of Om, deep breath in. Sliding your hands to the space between the eyebrows. Namaste, everybody. Thank you so much. I hope you have a beautiful day. I will see you all very soon. Goodbye, goodbye. Love, love, love.